Welcome back for a rainy Saturday night in. Tonight, we're gonna find out exactly what our fearless protagonist has discovered in the mysterious Gobekli Tepe caverns. As always, Orm and Roll'em. This is Excavate, Act 2. The first civilization depicted was the most ancient. This civilization developed energy systems that revolved around stable plasmoids, which could contain and release tremendous amounts of energy on command. With this technology, they created cities that were entirely self-sustaining, where energy needs were met without combustion or mechanical engines. They built vehicular propulsion systems capable of instantaneous travel, with the manipulation of electromagnetic fields providing near instantaneous speed and frictionless movement. They could heal the human body through the controlled application of plasmoid fields, restructuring damaged tissue at the cellular level. Plasmoid fields were also used to extend life by keeping cells in a state of youthful regeneration. For this plasmoid-driven civilization, the solar micronova was a perfect storm, a natural event that disrupted the very foundation of their society. Its intense radiation and electromagnetic energy penetrated deep into the Earth's atmosphere and disrupted magnetic fields across the planet. The first signs of disaster were seen in their massive energy grids, which were powered by controlled plasmoid reactors. As the solar storm hit, the charged particles from the micronova bombarded the magnetic containment fields around these plasmoids. The plasmoid reactors, which typically operated with perfect stability, began to overload. Instead of releasing controlled amounts of energy, the plasmoids grew unstable, swelling in size as their magnetic containment fields began to warp and buckle under the strain. The plasmoids, no longer contained by their magnetic fields, unleashed surges of uncontrolled energy. The magnetic fields collapsed, causing massive explosions as the plasmoids erupted outward, vaporizing everything in their path. Entire cities were obliterated in moments. As one plasmoid reactor failed, it triggered a chain reaction across the entire network. Every building, every vehicle, every medical device that relied on plasmoids became a hazard. Hospitals that once used plasmoid-based technology to heal patients were turned into death traps as medical devices exploded or emitted lethal bursts of plasma energy. The civilization's entire infrastructure, built on plasmoid technology, was now a chain of deadly explosions waiting to be triggered. As the plasmoid fields destabilized, they released massive bursts of electromagnetic energy into the atmosphere. These energy surges interacted with the solar radiation from the micronova, creating planet-wide magnetic storms. These storms disrupted communication systems, transportation networks, and even the very atmosphere of the planet. Electromagnetic waves rippled through the air, creating flashes of lightning and electrical discharges that danced across the sky like apocalyptic omens. The remaining cities of this civilization, which had been powered by controlled plasmoids, were now engulfed by deadly arcs of lightning. Buildings made from conductive materials attracted these discharges, resulting in entire neighborhoods being consumed by electrical firestorms. The air itself crackled with energy, and any attempt to move through the city became a deadly endeavor, as magnetic storms sparked fires and sent electrical surges through every metallic surface. Plasmoid fields, no longer stable, began to move unpredictably. In some cases, they detached from their containment systems and began floating freely, like burning spheres of condensed plasma. They moved through the cities, melting everything they touched, disintegrating steel and stone as though they were nothing. People who were caught in the path of these plasmoids were vaporized in an instant. The destabilization of the plasmoid fields didn't just destroy the cities, it wreaked havoc on the planet's environment. once regulated the planet's climate now destabilized atmospheric conditions, resulting in superstorms and massive changes in weather patterns. Earthquakes shook the planet as the plasmoid fields disturbed the delicate balance of the Earth's crust. Dormant volcanoes erupted violently, spewing ash and lava into the sky, blocking out the sun. Plasma fields swept across the land, igniting forests and reducing everything in their path to cinders. The collapse of the second civilization, which had harnessed vibration and resonance technology to manipulate matter at its most fundamental level, came in the wake of a solar micronova that triggered a pole reversal on Earth. This caused a catastrophic shift in the Earth's vibrational frequency and unraveled the very foundation of their technology. They discovered that everything in the universe, from physical objects to life itself, vibrates at specific frequencies. By mastering these frequencies, they altered the properties of matter. Their ships moved soundlessly through the air. Illness in this civilization was treated through harmonic frequencies that could retune the body's cells to their optimal state. Vibrational medicine could cure diseases, repair tissue, and even alter consciousness, enabling the people to reach heightened states of awareness and mental acuity. The civilization had meticulously tuned their resonant technology to Earth's precise electromagnetic frequency, using it as the anchor for all their technological systems. The Earth's vibrational frequency was fundamentally altered by the micronova, causing an immediate mismatch between the frequencies their technology relied on and the new vibrational state of the planet. The Schumann resonance, once stable at a specific range, now fluctuated wildly as the magnetic poles shifted. Their advanced transportation systems were among the first technologies to fail. Vehicles, suspended by sound and resonance, began to fall from the sky as the frequencies that kept them afloat were no longer stable. Ships and flying vehicles became missiles, plummeting towards the ground. Entire skyscrapers, designed to resonate perfectly with the Earth's natural frequencies, suddenly collapsed as their harmonic balance was lost. The civilization's energy grid, entirely based on resonance, began to overload. As the energy systems fell out of sync with Earth's new vibrational frequency, power stations exploded in massive bursts of resonant feedback. What had once been a system of seamless wireless energy transmission now became a series of uncontrollable energy discharges. As the pole reversal continued, the effects grew more catastrophic. Their control over natural disasters was dependent on manipulating the Earth's resonant frequencies. With the shift in these frequencies, their ability to control seismic activity was lost. Without the ability to control these seismic shifts, entire cities built along fault lines began to crumble and collapse into the earth. The vibrational technology that had once been used to manipulate sound for communication, transportation, and even defense now turned into a weapon against them. As the vibrational frequencies were disrupted, the sound waves became uncontrollable, causing deafening sonic booms that crumbled cities and disintegrated organic matter. In the final days of the pole reversal, the civilization's once beautiful cities, floating structures, and harmonious landscapes lay in ruin. The loss of their vibrational control over matter and energy had destroyed every aspect of their society and turned the earth into an uninhabitable wasteland. The third civilization studied the heavens and understood the rhythms of the cosmos, but they underestimated the chaotic forces that the sun could unleash. They explored the manipulation of sound frequencies as both a creative and destructive force. They understood that sound could be used to manipulate not only human consciousness, but also the physical environment. Using frequencies, they could alter the consciousness of individuals, inducing states of deep meditation, telepathy, or even group consciousness. This technology allowed their leaders to communicate vast amounts of information telepathically across distances, creating a society with unparalleled unity. They applied sound technology to manipulate the environment itself, changing weather patterns, controlling water flow, and accelerating plant growth. This allowed them to terraform entire regions to suit their needs, turning deserts into lush landscapes, or vice versa. The solar micronova unleashed a massive bombardment of high-energy particles that penetrated the Earth's magnetic field, causing disturbances deep within the planet's core. This bombardment led to an extreme increase in geothermal activity, superheating the mantle and causing a surge in volcanic activity. Dormant volcanoes awakened, and tectonic plates, already under strain, shifted violently. The civilization's sound-based technology was intricately tied to the harmonic frequencies of the Earth itself. However, as volcanic activity erupted around the globe, the harmonic balance they relied upon was shattered. Waves of volcanic eruptions, with magma surging violently, hit the Earth's surface. Ash and debris filled the sky. But the physical destruction was only the beginning. The intense seismic activity unleashed a flood of chaotic sound waves from deep within the Earth. These eruptions released violent seismic waves that radiated outward through the Earth's crust, causing unpredictable and uncontrollable shifts in the planet's natural frequencies. The Earth's resonance, once steady and predictable, became a chaotic and deafening roar. Entire cities experienced sonic disintegration as the delicate harmonics that kept the structures intact became chaotic, causing buildings to shake apart violently and collapse into rubble. Sound waves used to control the weather became chaotic, unleashing violent storms, tornadoes, and hurricanes that were no longer under the civilization's control, sending shock waves through the ground and buildings. The sound waves disrupted brain function, causing widespread disorientation, madness, and even death. The final stage of their collapse came in the form of an all-consuming global harmonic feedback loop. The constant volcanic activity and seismic shifts amplified the Earth's natural frequencies to a level that no system could withstand. After days of relentless volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, and sound-driven destruction, the final moments of this civilization were marked by a terrifying silence. The fourth civilization excelled in the manipulation of magnetic and electromagnetic fields, allowing them to create a world powered entirely by these invisible forces. Everything in their society, machines, infrastructure, and even certain aspects of human biology, was tightly integrated with electromagnetic technology. Their entire world was crisscrossed by an electromagnetic grid that provided wireless energy to all parts of their civilization. Every device, from transportation to communication systems, drew from this grid. They developed technologies that allowed them to alter magnetic fields at will, enabling them to create force fields, levitate massive objects, and shield their cities from natural disasters. They could manipulate the flow of energy through the Earth's magnetic field to create vast areas of protection and control. Through their mastery of electromagnetic fields, they discovered how to tap into zero-point energy, the limitless energy of the quantum vacuum. This technology provided them with infinite energy, enabling feats such as interstellar travel and the creation of artificial celestial bodies. When the solar micronova erupted, it unleashed an enormous wave of charged particles, plasma, and electromagnetic radiation, bombarding the Earth's magnetic field. The sheer power of this event caused the magnetic field to weaken and fluctuate wildly, creating massive geomagnetic storms, leading to system-wide failures and magnetic field overload. This civilization's power grid was based on wireless transmission of energy through magnetic resonance, and electromagnetic induction, their entire world was interconnected by a network of energy transmitters and receivers, allowing for clean, limitless power. However, as the solar micronova intensified, the grid was overwhelmed by the influx of charged particles from space. Magnetic fields, which had been finely tuned to allow for levitation, propulsion, and even weaponry, now fluctuated uncontrollably, causing widespread destruction of flying vehicles and levitating structures and buildings. The fluctuating magnetic fields also created localized magnetic storms within cities, disrupting any device or machine that relied on electromagnetic fields, causing them to explode. The disruption of the Earth's magnetic field led to atmospheric and environmental changes that further destabilized their civilization. Solar storms raged. Massive auroras lit up the skies. High-energy particles flooded the Earth, causing intense radiation storms, rendering entire regions uninhabitable. The electromagnetic disruption also caused shifts in weather patterns. Storm systems became supercharged by the influx of solar energy, resulting in hurricane-like electromagnetic storms that ravaged the landscape. These storms brought torrential rains, violent winds, and lightning strikes that further destroyed what little infrastructure remained. The electromagnetic fields in the atmosphere clashed with those on the ground, creating a volatile and destructive feedback loop. Civilization was once again wiped off the face of the Earth. The fifth civilization merged technology with biology. They achieved biomechanical symbiosis, where machines and organic life coexisted in a seamless, mutually beneficial relationship. Their cities were not built, but grown. Structures were composed of biomechanical materials that adapted to their surroundings, healing themselves when damaged and adjusting to the environment's changes. These cities were alive in a literal sense, pulsating with energy and intelligence. The people of this civilization enhanced their bodies with biomechanical augmentations, becoming part machine, part organism. These enhancements allowed them to live far longer, interface directly with technology, and communicate with the biomachines that governed their environment. They harnessed energy from the biological processes of their cities and themselves, creating a closed-loop energy system that relied on the symbiosis between human and machine. This enabled them to create sustainable, highly efficient energy systems. Their civilization's downfall came from their dependency on biomechanical technology, a delicate fusion of organic life and mechanical systems. The solar micronova unleashed a devastating chain reaction on both their biological and mechanical systems. Their cities, transportation, communication, and even their bodies were all intimately intertwined with biomechanical enhancements. While this allowed them to thrive for centuries, it left them disastrously vulnerable to the solar event. What followed was a living hell. Electromagnetic disruption, solar-induced mutations, the rapid spread of a bioplague. The solar radiation had not only corrupted biomechanical systems, but also accelerated the mutation of viruses and bacteria present within the organic components. This led to mechanical contamination, symbiotic breakdown, the collapse of their infrastructure. Their cities, designed to be living, adaptive organisms, became decayed and hostile environments. Streets pulsed with biomachine corruption, and buildings once alive with intelligent systems became twisted, diseased structures that could no longer support life. Entire regions became wastelands, uninhabitable due to the runaway corruption of the biomechanical infrastructure. The atmosphere already destabilized by the solar micronova, became polluted with spores and pathogens released from the decaying cities. The land, once fertile and green, was reduced to a barren, disease-ridden landscape where nothing could grow. Ultimately, the civilization that mastered the fusion of biology and technology was undone by the very forces they had so long controlled. And that concludes Act 2 of our story. We hope you enjoyed it, and we're looking forward to having you back tomorrow night for the conclusion of Excavate. Sweet dreams.